The U.S. military says it's conducted another round of strikes against Iran. Explosions have been reported in at least half a dozen cities, including Bandar Abbas and Avaz, where at least 4 people have been killed. U.S. Central Command says the strikes are aimed at further degrading Iran's military capabilities, with targets including command centers and drone storage facilities. Tehran has vowed to retaliate to any attacks launched against its territory. U.S. strikes have also hit Qasem Island, which holds a strategic position in the Strait of Hormuz. Locals there say they've seen fighter jets flying over the island's southern shores. Iran has responded to threats from U.S. President Donald Trump, who's warned that seized Iranian assets could be used to compensate for damage to ships in the Strait of Hormuz. In a post on social media, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said seizing another nation's assets to pay for unrelated future claims is an incendiary precedent. Those who celebrate or profit from such funds should remember, once governments normalize confiscation, no one's assets are safe. Araghchi adds that the ensuing chaos will not be pretty or peaceful. Let's bring in Resul Serdar now for the latest from Tehran. Resul, in the last hour, Iran's military has claimed attacks on U.S. positions in Bahrain and Jordan. What else are you hearing from army officials there?
Well, now the army has just released a statement and saying that as a response to the ongoing American attacks on the targets in Iran, so the Iranian army has launched the drones over the American bases in Jordan and Bahrain. So in Bahrain, they seen fuel storage tanks, so large equipment warehouses and hangars, and also living quarters of what it described as the terrorist U.S. Army at Sheikh Issa Air Base in Bahrain. So Sheikh Issa Air Base has been one of the focuses of the Iranian targets or Iranian attacks in Bahrain. And then they're also giving some of the details regarding the Azraq Air Base in Jordan, the aircraft shelters, the aircraft maintenance hangars, and the living quarters of the U.S. Army in Jordan also were attacked by Iranian army. This is now what Iran is saying. Of course, saying that this was in response to the U.S. attacks that has happened over the night here. So when we look at the U.S. attacks, 7 provinces have been targeted by the U.S., and now 3 of them are the southern provinces of Iran that usually the United States is focusing on: Hormuzgan, Khuzestan, Sistan, and Balochistan. And in Khuzestan, so 4 people in Ahwaz, in the city of Ahwaz in Khuzestan, 4 people were killed. But then fully what we are seeing is that the United States is expanding its attacks beyond the southern provinces. So the Markazi province in central Iran, Loristan province in western Iran, Yezd province in central Iran, Isfahan province in central Iran, and also Fars province have been attacked. So gradually the Americans are shifting from the southern parts of the country to the central, to the inner lands of Iran.
And what is happening on the diplomatic front, Resul? Is Iran still interested in diplomacy?
Well, the Iranians repeatedly have reiterated their position. They said that the doors for the diplomacy is open. However, it is the United States that is violating the Memorandum of Understanding by its actions, by attacking on Iran. So simply the Memorandum of Understanding was all about the ceasefire, first and foremost. And the United States, by launching attacks, so the Iranians believe that the Memorandum of Understanding was dramatically undermined, and then reimposing sanctions on Iran, then invoking Iran's license to sell the oil. So what the Iranians here are saying that they are open to the diplomacy. However, for diplomacy to work, so the American side needs to change its position and also stop attacking Iranians. We have heard that from the spokesperson of the foreign ministry, from the foreign minister himself, from the chief negotiator of Iran, Mohammad Bakr Kalibaf, the president, and also the army officers as well. So a colleague of ours, Touhid Asadi, earlier today has talked to one of the Iranian officials, top Iranian officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and they once again said that, Iranians are not closing the door for the diplomacy. We see that the United States is in an extreme situation, a difficult situation. They want for ceasefire. However, for that to work, the Americans need to change their course of actions.
Thank you, Resul, for the update. That's Al Jazeera's Resul Serdar reporting there live from Tehran.